There has been a lot of NBA news this week. After just 1 year together, the Pelicans decided to part ways with coach Stan Van Gundy on Wednesday. And then yesterday, multiple sources telling The Athletic that certain family members want Williamson on another team. Whew. Okay, we've got some drama stirring. Now, you've seen Carry On with Mr. Kendrick Perkins. Well, Han over here, he's going to take over today and give us his take on Zion Williamson. Han, the floor is yours, and the title, very appropriate. I will let you introduce.
Carry on. Carry on. Yes, Perk, all due respect, but thank you. All right, so they say we either learn from history or be doomed to repeat it. So let's see if we can find a pattern here. In the season after New Orleans was forced to trade an unhappy Chris Paul, the team drafted Anthony Davis. In the season after the team drafted Zion Williamson, they traded an unhappy Anthony Davis. So guess who is reportedly unhappy now? Think about how this relationship began. With a blank stare on draft lottery nights when it was revealed that the Pelicans would get the #1 pick. Then came a story about how he and his Duke teammate R.J. Barrett often talk about teaming up one day in the NBA. Then there was how he gushed about playing at Madison Square Garden. Oh, by the way, that's where R.J. Barrett played. Now comes the report that his family would prefer he play elsewhere. Is that somewhere else, New York? Of course it is. So what's in it for you? David Griffin, valuable assets the Knicks haven't had in years. 5 first-round picks over the next 3 drafts. Start there. I'm giving you an offer. You shouldn't refuse. You can be stubborn and insist you're going to build a winner around Zion. We're going to make him happy. How'd that work with CP3? How'd that work with AD? It's not going to work with Zion. Face it. He's just not that into you. Carry the hell on.
Oh, you never want to hear that. All right, carry the hell on. So, Big Perk, what's your response?
You know what? I actually didn't think it was half bad. Carry on, but you got to say it a little bit aggressive. But listen, let me show you how to say something when you got to end it with carry the hell on, okay? Because here's the problem that I have, and this is the problem that I have in all the sports when guys and their parents, uncles, grandparents always step outside of their lane, all right? This is that man's job. Not once did this come out of Zion Williamson's mouth, but it came out of his family member's mouth, his stepfather. Hey, fall back. Nobody is interrupting with your work. Let that man live his job. Let that man do what he do. He's still going to buy you a house. He's still going to buy you a car. He's still going to take care of you financially. Fall back. And I'm seeing it as a trend too much where parents, grandparents, uncles, aunties are stepping out of bounds. This is entertainment to the rest of the world, but these are all these professional athletes' livelihoods. These are their jobs. Zion Williamson has to deal with this media attention. Zion Williamson has to answer these questions. So with that being said, carry the hell on.
What do you guys think about that, about Zion's family getting involved in this and not letting him speak for himself?
I don't have a problem with it at all because it's the influence, right? It's managers, it's agents, and it's family members. That's the reality of professional sports. This is not, a player is not going to step out there and say, well, I want to get out of here. I'm tired of having 3 coaches in 3 years, 3 new head coaches. I don't want to do this anymore. Players aren't going to do that. They're going to leak it to, they're going to have a conversation with whoever their handlers are, their influencers are, and they're going to allow them to push the information to the germ spreaders. That's just the reality of it. I mean, that's what it is, Perk. You know and I know. That's the reality of it. Yeah, he may be unhappy in New Orleans. He'll never say it. He'll allow everybody else to have that conversation. Now, is it New York? Is it Chicago? Is it Boston? Is it L.A.? Like,
Utah.
Where does he land at the end of the day? The best fit would probably be the Knicks, based on his former teammate and the snack, crackle, pop that the city gives you. If he's a marketer's dream, Why wouldn't you want to be in New York if you think you can do something that nobody else has been able to do in a very, 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 very long time in Madison Square Garden,
All right,
which is deliver a
The
championship.
accents are great on this show.
Long, I understand.
Very, very, very long time.
Yes, it has been a long time. Why'd you look at me when you said germ spreaders, by the way? I take offense to that.
I'm
We're
looking straight
reporters.
ahead. You feel guilty.
I do feel guilty.
I
That's
just
what
said germ spreaders.
That's what I did for a while there with, with Notepad and everything else. But
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN Plus.
He's so likable, the charismatic, the smile. All right, Max, I'm going to start with you. Do you think Knicks fans should be excited about Zion's comments that it's his favorite city, he would have loved to play there, only second to New Orleans?
Very excited. First of all, in the draft, if you draft him, you don't even know if he's going to hold up physically, whatever. But what winds up happening almost always in smaller markets who have transformational kind of talents is they stay there for 6 years. Because the way the contracts are structured in the NBA, you leave too much money on the table if you bounce before you have that 7 years with the team, right? So heading into year 7, after year 6, their agent informs the team they're not going to re-sign. You might as well get something for them and trade them to their preferred destination, or else they wait it out and they just sign away. The Greek Freak didn't just do that. But that's the exception, not the rule in the small market. Shaquille O'Neal. Oh, that's ancient history. What about LeBron James, who is from Akron, right there near Cleveland? He even left. Not a major market. KD, OKC, he left. It's all the same story. It's usually if you have an MVP caliber, all-time great player from a small market, even when they're from there, eventually they're going to leave, and that eventually is usually after 6 years. Either they're going to get traded heading into year 7, or they'll sign away after year 7. So, why haven't the Knicks gotten anybody in recent years? And by recent years, I mean decades now. Because no one wanted to play there. But things are changing. Not just that they have a coach who's competitive and a team that's scrappy, but R.J. Barrett, they have young ascending players with friends in the league like Zion Williamson. Of course Knicks fans should be excited. If Zion Williamson is healthy after 6 seasons in New Orleans, and I'm a Knicks fan, I'm thinking, ooh, we got a real chance to trade for him heading into that year 7. And if he's healthy, by then you figure he's an MVP caliber player. He's already spectacular. Already. And if you have to wait that extra year for him to sign, now you don't have to give up anything for him but the cash. No, it's a really good sign that a young superstar player is saying that. And in particular, this one is saying that about these Knicks. If you're a Knicks fan, you have to be excited.
It's depressing, Max. I was in a good mood until they brought that up. It's depressing. 2019, I'm on the New Jersey Turnpike, Max. I'm driving home, and I'm listening to the draft on TV. And I know that the Knicks, the draft lottery or whatever, the Knicks, I'm hoping those ping pong balls, drop in their favor and they open the envelope and, they were going to have a chance at Zion. New York Knicks end up with the number 3 overall pick when everybody and their mother knew that Zion was going to be number 1. Ja Morant was going number 2 to Memphis. And we got R.J. Barrett, who, by the way, has been playing nicely. He's starting to hit his 3-point shots. They're going to have to do something with Kevin Knox because Kevin Knox can't really get on the floor ahead of him. But it's just when I think about Zion and him averaging over 26 a game and shooting damn near 60% from the field or around 60% from the field and being the monster that he is, being the human highlight reel that he is, I think about Madison Square Garden and what if he were there. And I knew he wanted to be there. Everybody and their mother knew he wanted to be there. He looked depressed when he saw that New Orleans ended up getting the number 1 overall pick, okay? He didn't want to be there. He wanted to be in New York, okay? He wanted to be in the Mecca. But it didn't turn out to be that way. And then 2 of the most painful moments for me as a Knicks fan, Max Kellerman, was when that happened, all right? And again, I like R.J. Barrett, but he's no Zion. The other was when the New York Knicks had the 8th pick in the 2009 NBA draft, and Steph Curry went number 7. One more slot. And Steph Curry would have been a New York Knicks. Mike D'Antoni was coaching the team. Donnie Walsh was there. And there was no question that the New York Knicks were going to grab Steph Curry.
And you know what?
If he landed there. And instead, they had Jordan Hill.
And you know what, Stephen A? Steph Curry never said anything like, this is my favorite place to play outside
Yeah, I
of my
understand that.
outside. But Zion's saying it.
So
He's
what?
saying it. Let me
so
tell
what?
you something.
They can't have them. They can't have them.
Not yet.
You know,
Not yet. But let me tell you something.
That's like taking the tiger, right? And you know, and in front of the tiger, you just throwing out a bunch of steak right in front of him and stuff like that, but he can't reach it.
The Lakers.
We can't reach it.
The Lakers
We
are
can't
the
get
all-time
Zion.
team, not only for being the marquee franchise and winning the most and the champions and everything, but for bigs. They never draft a big. They wait to see who's left standing through attrition. Wilt, Kareem, Shaq, Pow, AD, none of those guys were drafted by the Lakers. LeBron wasn't drafted by the Lakers, but the Lakers are a destination. And they want to play in L.A., not just because of the market, because the Clippers never been out of the second round, but because of the Lakers. If the Knicks can start becoming that in New York, then they'll eventually get Zion when he's at the height of his powers.
You make me sick. I can't stand you. You're a traitor. You understand? You departed. You betrayed New Yorkers. You left and you went to L.A. All right. Oh, so the New York Knicks, who haven't won a title since 1973, suddenly they're a destination spot, right? Even though the Lakers got 17 championships. Listen, Leon Rose has done an exceptional job. James Dolan has stayed out of the way for the most part. World Wide West, William Wesley's doing his thing. Scott Perry's doing his thing. Tom Thibodeau's the Coach of the Year candidate. Julius Randle is an MVP candidate as far as I'm concerned. Doesn't matter. We can't get Zion.
You know what? You're probably right. Lakers would probably get him.